The problem runs really deep. It doesn't run in the industry कि writers को empower नहीं किया जाता है. The problem is a cultural issue. Ram is a greater hero than Valmiki.
हमारा जनरल स्टैंडर्ड बहुत नीचे है. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि 2017 में ऐसी फिल्में नहीं आई जिन्होंने नहीं, हमने 16 में भी कोई गर्म हवा नहीं बना दी थी.
Probably this is the only industry we have that kind of divide. That there's a star and then there's an actor.
Right.
Okay, if you're fortunate, you have an actor.
He wakes up and this fellow is asleep. I reached the end.
दोनों सो रहे हैं.
And then they said,
थोड़ी डॉक्यूमेंट्री टाइप है.
दूसरे दिन आनंद ने कहा अच्छा सुनो, वो उनकी सास आई हैं और उन्होंने कहा है कि आपकी कुंडली इनके साथ बैठेगी नहीं, तो वो नहीं बन रही है, उनके साथ नहीं बन रही है. आप यकीन जानिए 1 महीने तक HDFC वाली वो लड़की मुझे रोज कॉल करती, सर लोन. मैंने कहा बहन खत्म हो गया, वो सारे सपने चढ़ना चूर हो गए.
Welcome to FC Adda. You know, I'm a big lover of words and of movies, so it's a special thrill for me to be sitting with all of you. You know, we did an Adda with producers in December. And I sat down with Karan and Ekta and Ritesh Sidwani and Ronnie Screwwala. And we talked about the crisis of content in Hindi cinema and how collections are falling and audience numbers are falling, even though the ticket prices are just going up.
Yeah.
And they all said, without, like, they disagreed on other things, but the one thing they agreed on was we need to empower writers. So my first question is this realization of we need to empower writers, that the story is the foundation of any movie, still with just a few producers? Or is it a general sort of prevalent emotion within the film industry? Are writers today better treated, better paid, more respected than they were 5 years ago?
Okay, कौन शुरू करेगा?
Let the lady go first.
Lady did.
Let's be chivalrous.
No problem. Yeah, first, I mean, to answer the first part, that are there only that many producers who are seeking great content? Perhaps yes. You know, at least that desire is there. The क्या बोलते हैं, हवा तो चल पड़ी है. So everybody wants to ride that wave for sure. But is your own integrity there as a person? You know, there's something called value system when we are bringing up our child or the way we run a family. I think even producer, director, writer relationship or the intent of making film is based on your value system of cinema. And does that allow you to struggle? You have to go through the struggle of waiting if you want good content.
Right.
Do you want to go through that struggle?
Right.
Writers willing to put in everything with just 20% on first draft, 15% on another draft, another 15% on another draft. I'm willing to stretch and give up my life of 2 years. But you as a producer, are you willing to wait for that much time? Probably not. Not many producers are willing to do that. Second part, that are the writers better paid? Definitely. You know, there was a certain time in the 90s, I would say, or the 80s. I don't know that much, but definitely what I've heard about the 90s and where the writers stood, from there on, I can certainly say that we are definitely in a better space. But again, it's not about the money. How many of these producers or directors are willing to engage with the writers at that level? Content will come out, but it is an outcome of a lot of other things, not just that I sign a contract and I go away and write content and come back. That process is not that.
So the process isn't deep enough.
Process isn't deep enough. Because after that, okay, now we've agreed upon, so give me a 20-page story now.
Yes.
I don't write. As a writer, I don't follow that process at all. मेरे हाथ पैर फूलते हैं. कोई मुझसे बोले कि आप 1 लाइनर लिख के आओ, अब 20 पन्ने की कहानी लिख के आओ, फिर उसके बाद एक रफ स्क्रीन प्ले लिखना, फिर एक किसी ड्राफ्ट में जाके कभी डायलॉग लिखना शुरू करना. My film begins with the first draft, final scenes, final dialogues, or at least an effort. But that requires a lot of trust. Who will trust? Who will go out of that comfort zone? What if I don't like after 1 year? But you have to put in that much of trust. That's why I said that struggle.
That is the key word, the trust. The trust towards what the writer presents is not there as much. So this lip service has been going on forever.
Content is the king.
Content
हाँ,
is
ये
king.
content
The
is king,
writers,
तो मतलब कान पकड़
writers
लो।
need to be
Because, yeah.
empowered, and I've been hearing that even before I was a writer or ever dreamt of becoming a writer. But that has been going on forever. She said that the writers are better paid now, but still not as
But
as
I
much.
will say, that conversation is still secondary.
yeah, right.
The first
Is
is
the process, the
your
process.
time, 365 days of a year
Right.
into 2, almost.
Right.
Like what we were discussing right now. 1 year you write, another year it gets filmed. And I don't think we write parallel films. None of us over here write. We are putting everything out there. We don't have any other film coming in 2 years. So is the producer willing to engage with us at that kind of, at that level, that value system, that I will also give up everything for a great film?
That's not there.
Is that there? I don't know. That they have to question. I can't say that, no, it's not there. Maybe that desire is there. Maybe that strength to go out and put yourself out in every, maybe that is lacking. Maybe when they sleep at home, I would still like to believe they do think that एक अच्छी film बनानी है अगले साल. I don't know what happens when they wake up.
And there are so many instances of that I have heard that when we read the script, it was mind blowing. Script तो mind blowing थी, and then when the film comes out, क्या हुआ? So the people then involved for taking the paper to film, in between, when there are so many people who come and arbitrarily just play with the scene and the dialogue. Every writer, I'm sure, all of us sitting here, thinks of the first scene and the fifth scene. It's all a domino. You take one thing out, everything gets affected.
Right.
But then when it goes down to being made, something happens. Something is lost in translation. Something is lost in understanding the concept of a locked script, the concept of that this is what we've
The
locked
Bible
on.
is, yeah.
Please follow this. Yeah, it's like the Bible. Don't change one word of the translation of it because the writer has thought 1,000 versions of it and put one. It's not the very first thought that has come. So the people who are also responsible for post the script writing process are also responsible to uphold what is written. That is also,
You're serving the script.
yeah,
you have
serving
to serve the
script. That's
script,
why
but
they
that's
say
not-
that it is the foundation. You
Right.
shake anything of it, the building will not stand on its feet.
Yeah.
So that is also a big issue. And then again, empowering writers come through that, where the writer has to have the, not the responsibility, but has to have the power to tell those people who are changing that, maybe to say that what you're doing is wrong. Maybe some of us have that power, but most of the writers are not, because they take the script and then they're gone shooting where the writer is not even involved in the shooting process. Now, most of us maybe want to be involved or don't want to be involved, that's another thing. But once we've given that material, uphold that material. So that is where most things go wrong. Of course, now, if in the first place it was an average script or a bad script where the writer didn't get the time or the writer was not capable enough, all those excuses are there.
Sure.
But if there is a good script and it goes bad, then who is responsible for that? It is always the writer, right? But no one knows what happened from that page to when it was shot.
In that round table, Karan Johar said that the general level of writing is just not good enough. I just want you to see what his exact words.
Like, I'm reading a script nearly every day and I'm traumatized because I don't know what to do. It's not that it's my sensibility. Ronnie will tell you, Ritesh will tell you, Ekta will tell you. Every flight I take, I read a script and I land in a bad mood because I don't know what to do. Half the time it's like I very rarely have I read a script and I'm like, oh my God, you have to make this movie. Like, very rarely. So sometimes when you get that 8 out of 10 script also, you're like, chalo, bana dete. Bahut achhi.
Yeah, which is correct, which is what I wanted to say in the beginning when we were discussing this same problem, is basically the problem runs really deep. It doesn't run in the industry कि writers को empower नहीं किया जाता है. The problem is a cultural issue. We don't value writers as a culture. It's not just the film industry. आप कहीं भी चले जाएं, एक तो किताबें लोग कितनी कम पढ़ते हैं, जो पढ़ते हैं वो किस तरह की पढ़ते हैं, नाम लेने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं है. जो पढ़ते हैं और जिनकी पढ़ते हैं उसके बाद भी उनकी कोई इज्जत है क्या उनके दिमाग में, और या वो सिर्फ एक जस्ट वन ऑफ द थिंग्स है इन देयर लाइफ. तो राइटिंग का कल्चर बचपन से ही हमारे न तो स्कूलिंग सिस्टम में कहीं है, द आइडिया ऑफ क्रिएटिविटी और आइडिया ऑफ एक्सप्लोरिंग योरसेल्फ, जस्ट एक्सप्लोरिंग फॉर नो रीजन, वो कल्चर में नहीं है। वो कहीं वो ऐसा नहीं हो सकता ना कि अचानक से, अच्छा मान लीजिए प्रोड्यूसर बोलें कि जो कई बार होता भी है, स्क्रिप्ट कॉन्टेस्ट वी डू कि नई स्क्रिप्ट्स, I know I've been reading, like Karan was saying, I've been reading a script like every week for the last probably 1 year, 2 years. I keep reading scripts because some new writers come and they send something, or sometimes it's friends also. Most of them, in fact, a bigger ratio than the ratio of our film suck, say 80% of our film suck, 90% of our scripts suck, which I've read, or which, as Karan was saying, and anybody who reads scripts, इट्स नॉट लाइक कि ग्रेट स्क्रिप्ट्स हैं बाहर जो कोई बना नहीं रहा है ही नहीं, वो नहीं है, बल्कि वो जो भी हैं वो ठीक है, उसमें से कुछ बनाया जा सकता है इसलिए वो बन रहा है उसमें भी। अगेन सो इट्स अ केस ऑफ वन वेरी फ्यू स्क्रिप्ट्स आउट देयर, एंड देन इट्स अ केस ऑफ बैड सिलेक्शन आउट ऑफ दोज बैड स्क्रिप्ट्स व्हिच गिव्स अस आवर इंडस्ट्री। बट इट्स अ रियल कल्चरल प्रॉब्लम, और हमारा जो अगेन, एंड दैट्स ऑल्सो इन अ वे probably linked to how we see our mythology. So Ram is a greater hero than Valmiki, or say all the characters of Mahabharata are greater heroes than Ved Vyas. So it's something which we, while I think if you go, Shakespeare is as big a hero as Romeo probably. वो एक चीज़ है जो कि हमने अपने उसमें रखी हुई है और बनाई हुई है कि राइटर का काम जो शुरू में 50-60s में होता भी था, राइटर को मुंशी बोला जाता था, एंड इट्स हाफ स्पिरिचुअल इन अ वे. Okay, you are not writing something, you are taking dictation from God, so you are just doing, just taking notes, and you are giving it to somebody who is actually doing some work,
right,
while you are sitting there.
You're just the medium, as a typewriter.
Yeah. तो ठीक है, तो आपको इज्जत भी उतनी मिलेगी ना. टाइपराइटर को साल में एक बार ऑयल लगा दिया, हो गया काम, आप आके बड़ा काम करता रहेगा अपना. So वो चीज I think वो बहुत cultural issue है.
So it's so deeply ingrained.
It's really, really deeply ingrained, and we don't have writers.
And therefore we cannot expect that the general level of writing would be amazing.
And also a bigger problem is, I think so, the readers in the business itself. When we present a script, be it the actors, be it a lot of people in the studios, I personal experience, I don't think they read as much as they should. For maybe a Karan does, or Ronnie does. I know for a fact that Ronnie does because I'm working with him. But I do not know how many people sitting in the studios or in production houses actually read. So in most cases, what happens is, you go with the story, they like the story, they say, okay, prepare the script and come. And then once you prepare the script, then say, abhi narration de do. Correct. If you wanted a narration, I could have given you a narration 2 months ago when I narrated you the story, because the story, screenplay more or less, 60%, is ready in my head regardless. Then, of course, you'll fine-tune, the actor will come, he will bring his own magic and things like that. But I have come across very few readers who are in the decision-making chair.
Of course, it's now when we are talking, it seems like a catch-22 sort of a situation where there is no way out of this. That people who are, as you said, the people who are reading, do they even know the difference between a good script and a bad script? How? Can they guarantee? Anyway. It's a very subjective thing. So I don't know what it takes. I personally feel honesty, perhaps. That please don't try to impress anyone. Just write what you feel like. Just believe in what you are doing. And if you feel that this scene is not working, then trust me, it's not. It will never work. It will never work for anyone. So if we feel, बहुत बार होता है ना यार, ये निकल जाता है इतना. नहीं निकलता, ये कभी भी नहीं निकलता. We have seen it. We all know that. ये कभी नहीं निकलता. If you are not doing, if you don't have that much of a level of honesty, then it becomes very hard. And we are right. We हमारा जनरल स्टैंडर्ड बहुत नीचे है. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि 2017 में ऐसी फिल्में नहीं आई जिन्होंने, नहीं, हमने 16 में भी कोई गर्म हवा नहीं बना दी थी, 15 में भी हमने कोई कैसाब्लैंका नहीं बनाई थी, so on and so forth. हम कोई ग्रेट काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, कोई बड़ा पेज टर्नर काम नहीं हो रहा. ठीक है, we are extremely confused between a good film and a 100 crore film. A good film versus a good performance. ये फिल्म अच्छी थी, इसकी परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी थी. फॉर क्वाइट सम टाइम आई एम नोटिसिंग दिस ट्रेंड दैट फिल्म्स जिनमें परफॉर्मेंसेस अच्छी होती हैं आर सपोजिटली गुड फिल्म्स. दे आर नॉट. मतलब करण सही बोल रहे हैं, मतलब उतनी कटाई छटाई के बाद भी क्या बन रहा है. उतनी कटाई छटाई के बाद भी क्या बन रहा है, कुछ भी, मतलब क्या,
कुछ नहीं. हाँ,
इतना डिसअपॉइंटमेंट. चलो फिर जो फाइनली मिली ये एक मिली, बट उस एक का क्या, ये भी जैसे तैसे करके, I mean,
किसके हाथ गई, किसने परफॉर्म करा,
किसने किया नहीं किया, वो बड़ा अजीब सा एक स्पेस है कि यार फिर एक गाना, फिर गानों की जरूरत पड़ने लगती है. यार ये वर्क नहीं कर रहा, एक पुराना गाना उठा करके डाल दो, कुछ तो वर्क करे यार. मतलब फिर ये है कि यार जो 250 रुपए खर्च कर रहा है वो तुम्हें गोली ना मार दे, बस इसके लिए तुम काम कर लो. तो एक्चुअली जब सलीम जावेद काम कर रहे थे और उनकी फिल्म्स कर रही थी काम, मतलब they have seen 20 years of complete, like they were ruling the industry. Actors wouldn't ask, the top of the stars wouldn't ask anything as long as they know कि अच्छा सलीम जावेद की स्क्रिप्ट है ये. So जब वो काम था तो डेफिनेटली इज्जत मिल रही थी, पैसा मिल रहा था. They were ruling the industry. They were in a very good commanding position. बट जब फिर नहीं हुआ, वो 90s में जो एक बहुत ही वाहियात टाइप का हमने एक पूरा एक डेकेड देखा, तो उसके अंदर नहीं बना. फिर वो मुंशी ही बन गए. फिर वो कि क्या लिख रहे हो, हाँ बताओ, अच्छा ये लिख दो, कोने में यहाँ बैठ जाओ और
लिख दो.
Tell me some war stories. Tell me like the worst pitch you've ever made, or what's the most ridiculous thing a producer has said to you? I'm sure you guys have heard plenty.
या अरे बहुत सारी हैं, लेकिन वो ये नाम छुपाने में
हमें नाम
बहुत
छुपा
ताकत
लो.
लग रही है.
हाँ नहीं, दो एक तो हैं जहाँ पे हमने किसी को मसान की नरेशन चल रही थी. एक तो मुझे, आई पर्सनली डोंट लाइक नरेटिंग माई स्क्रिप्ट. आई थिंक आई एम अ बैड नरेटर. इट जस्ट हार्म्स माई स्क्रिप्ट, क्योंकि मैं लिखता हूँ तो मैं बड़े तमीज़ से लिखता हूँ, उस तरह से लिखता हूँ कि कोई पढ़े तो एक विजुअलाइजेशन हो जाए. अब मैं वही पढ़ने लगूँ तो आई फील लाइक कि मैं स्कूल का बच्चा हूँ और मैं ये कविता पढ़ रहा हूँ क्लास में और कोई इमोशन नहीं उसमें. So I generally don't like people, producers who ask me to come and give a narration. यार लिखी है, आपके लिए लिखी है, पढ़ लो. आप 4 दिन लगा के पढ़ लो. मैंने तो नहीं कहा कल सुबह ही मुझे बता दो आप. बट वो उन्होंने बुला लिया. नरेशन हुआ, first ever narration actually for the film. हाँ, of Masaan. And me and Neerja were there. And both of us were really nervous. And we went there. We finished. First half खत्म हुआ, interval हुआ, and I was, you look at the face of the producer and just try gauging, and they are like, okay, एक smoke break लेते हैं, they want to avoid your eyes because they don't really, even if they are happy with it, they don't want to show they're enthusiastic, because then वो फिर पैसे भी देने उनको उस enthusiasm के बदले में. So they were 2 of them. They both just like, okay हो गया, एक ब्रेक लेते हैं, एक स्मोक ब्रेक लेते हैं, ऐसे करके वो बाहर पे. एंड हम दोनों देख रहे हैं उनको, वो विंडो के उस साइड हैं और कुछ बात कर रहे हैं. ये वो हमको लगा पता नहीं कुछ होगा कुछ. दे केम बैक एंड दे सेड कि ये गाने कितने थे पुराने आपने डाले हुए इसमें. सो देयर वाज सम रेडियो पे कयामत से कयामत तक का गाना चल रहा है, ऐसे कुछ 2-3 जगह हमने गाने डाले हुए हैं. ये क्या सवाल हुआ, मतलब फिल्म के बारे में कुछ पूछो या बोलो आगे चलते. तो मैंने बोला 3 थे शायद. आपको पता है ये एक का 25 लाख मांगता है HMV या T सीरीज या जो भी है, तो 75 लाख तो यहीं हो गए. मैंने कहा ये आपका रिएक्शन है ये फिल्म के उस पे. सो देयर लाइक आगे भी हैं क्या गाने? मेरे को खुद ही याद नहीं है, होंगे 1-2 होंगे व्हाटएवर. बट दैट वाज वन क्रेजी रिस्पांस. सो एट इंटरवल वी न्यू कि नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ तो, क्योंकि ये तो कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं गानों से कितने पैसे. मैंने कहा बाकी भी बजट आपने लगा लिया, लोकेशन का, घाट के इतने लगते हैं, पर एक दिन के 25,000 होते हैं ये सब. They were calculating, they were basically human.
Second half सुनाया कि नहीं?
हाँ सुनाया, क्योंकि वो बैठे हुए थे और हमारी कोई इज्जत नहीं थी उस समय, तो हमने सुनाया. लेकिन आज कोई करेगा तो आज शायद नहीं सुनाएंगे. लेकिन वो एक तो ये था. खैर एक राउंड सब सुनाए, फिर मैं दूसरी कहानी सुनाऊंगा.
I want real war stories. Come on, out with it.
So I was called after Vicky Donor. तो जिस तरह की स्क्रिप्ट्स के लिए बुलाया जा रहा था एंड उनको ऐसा लग रहा था कि ये तो कैसी भी लिखने को तैयार हो जाएगी ये लड़की, तो मतलब ऐसा सोचती है तो दिमाग पता नहीं कैसा है. एंड उनको क्या समझ में आया विकी डोनर, वो I mean, I was thinking कि fine, I can write a film on sperm donation and there's a purpose and it is very meaningful film and it almost brought that subject out from the closet. But उनको सिर्फ वो sperm और उसके आसपास की प्रक्रिया याद रही. And 15 minutes into listening that script, that story, which they wanted me to write.
So they were giving you a story
idea कि इसके ऊपर आप develop करो. मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था अनुपमा, how do I get up and leave, क्या बोले. फिर I said अभी
क्या था वो story?
बताइए ना,
नहीं बता सकते, मैं तो वो
झलक बताइए थोड़ा सा.
बहुत ही घटिया.
one liner. You have to present a one liner.
It is like this guy. खार में उनका ऑफिस है लोगों का.
चलेंगे 20 questions वाला खेलेंगे.
ग्रिल से I could see the road. I mean, नजर बाबे जा रही थी. मेरा ड्राइवर भी खड़ा है. मैं जा भी सकती हूँ.
14th road.
Okay, come on.
But it was
one line of the story. Come on.
You know, the boy gets out from his room and runs there, and which is the time this girl is coming, and we'll take a fresh face because in your film also fresh face worked. And in a hurry, he's not able to pick up his quilt, and he
runs out naked because he can't pick up the quilt.
And that is not the point of the film. Point of the film is so every fourth line was coming back to what is happening in the bed, where is, and I wanted to just know, how did you think that anybody would be willing to write what you're narrating? There is humor in it. Nothing of this will be, and he kept explaining me. I said, yeah sir, I understand sir, and I left. Another very interesting thing I'll tell you very quickly. Why do you take so long to write a script? I said, I don't know, maybe because I'm not a good writer. What can I say? See, 5 minutes के तो गाने हो गए. 25 मिनट तो ऐसे ही निकल जाएंगे फिल्म के. 15 मिनट का आगे और पीछे इंटरवल के पहले बात का फाइट सीक्वेंस है, वो हटा दो. बिगनिंग का थोड़ा सा पार्ट है, एंड का थोड़ा सा पार्ट है. All you have to write is a 40-minute film. He just broke down the film. I said, yeah, you're right. I never thought of it like that, and it enlightens me now that 5 मिनट के 5 गाने आ गए, 3-4 मिनट के गाने आ गए, शुरू के एड्स, बाद के एड्स, लड़ाई.
वो ट्रैफिक शॉट्स नहीं जोड़े उसने. ट्रैफिक शॉट्स जो होते हैं एस्टैब्लिशिंग बिल्डिंग.
He told me that all I had to write was a 40-minute का स्क्रीन प्ले. उसके लिए I am doing too much drama.
Superb.
Yeah.
Superb.
And what do you say? You just say that, yeah, maybe I'm not that equipped. I'm getting there, sir, but I'm not there.
Himanshu.
That ways I'm quite fortunate. Like apart from post Tanu Manu 1, then Anand only turned producer, so it never was like that sort of a thing. But 1 के टाइम मैं मजाक में बोलता था, पर वो फैक्ट है कि अगर तनु मनु के हर नरेशन के लिए मैंने 500 रुपये भी लिए होते तो उस टाइम पे मैं नैनो ले सकता था. उतनी नरेशन मैंने दी है. बहुत अच्छा. मेरा वरुण से बिल्कुल अलग है. मैं सुना ही सकता हूँ. अगर मैं आपने पढ़ने के लिए ले ली तो पहले तो आप स्पेलिंग ही नहीं समझ पाएंगे. मुझे याद है 1 के टाइम पे जब मैडी को दी थी स्क्रिप्ट तो उन्होंने पढ़ करके बोला, यार ये पैपी का कैरेक्टर बहुत अच्छा है. मैंने कहा कौन है ये पैपी? मैंने बड़ी देर बाद आना, मैंने कहा पैपी कौन है फिल्म में? तो स्पेलिंग ही इतनी उल जुलूल टाइप है. तो मैं पढ़ना ही पसंद करता हूँ, सुनाना. तो वो इतनी सुनाई थी मैंने. फिर एक प्रोड्यूसर राजी हो गया उस पर. वो उनकी वाइफ बैठी हुई थी, उन्होंने कहा यार बढ़िया है, ये करते हैं. तो मतलब डूबते को क्या चाहिए, यार बना ले, मतलब कुछ कोई तो बना दो इसे. तो खैर वो राजी हो गए. तो हम उठ करके आ गए. दूसरे दिन हमें पता चला तो आनंद ने बोला कि तेरे को पता है कितना दे रहे हैं तेरे को? मैंने कहा कितना? एंड दिस आई एम टॉकिंग 2008. हाँ 9 लाख. मैंने कहा क्या बोल रहे हो? बोला हाँ. एंड आई वाज आल्सो सपोज्ड टू वर्क एज एन एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर ऑन द फिल्म. सो सेड उसका सो आई पिक्ड अप माय फोन. मैंने HDFC में फ़ोन किया. मैंने कहा यार लोन चाहिए घर का. लोन. मैंने कहा यही मौका है, घर ले लेते. मैंने फ़ोन कर लिया. वहाँ एक महिला ने मुझसे बात करी कि हाँ सर आप आ जाइए. दूसरे दिन आनंद ने कहा अच्छा सुनो, वो उनकी सास आई हैं और उन्होंने कहा है कि आपकी कुंडली इनके साथ बैठेगी नहीं।
Are you serious?
हाँ, तो वो नहीं बन रही है, उनके साथ नहीं बन रही है। आप यकीन जानिए 1 महीने तक HDFC वाली वो लड़की और मुझे रोज कॉल करती, सर लोन। मैंने कहा बहन खत्म हो गया वो, सारे सपने चढ़ना चूर हो गए हैं, कोई घर नहीं है जिसमें रह रहे हैं, उसका किराया नहीं दे पा रहे हैं। तुम अगर कुछ मदद कर सकती हो तो देखो, पर्सनल लेवल पे अगर तुम कुछ मुझे पैसा 1 महीने से बात कर रहा हूँ, कुछ दे दो। बोले नहीं सर ये वो तो ये, बट फिर फॉर्चुनेटली वो थोड़ी बहुत वर्क कर गई, फिर उसके बाद आर्डन टर्न प्रोड्यूसर, सो उसके बाद इतना।
Saiwyn, what about you? What's your biggest horror story?
Initially first script, 2 producers, very well-known names in the industry, called at 9:30
कहाँ?
for a meeting. मैं जगह बताऊंगा आपको समझ जाएगा कौन सा रोड है, तो मैं नहीं बताऊंगा।
अच्छा, मतलब अपने ऑफिस में बुलाया?
हाँ, 9:30। अच्छा जल्दी उठने वाले, मैं लेट उठने वाला आदमी, woke up, no breakfast, and both of them were sitting, and I started the narration. Okay, I'm reading, so obviously I'm not looking up because screenplays are very dry that way, right? But you need to have a capability to visualize. That's the biggest problem also, that most people don't have the capability to visualize. You show them a DVD,
Correct.
the visualization becomes clear. But when you present it in writing, somehow they cannot. They'll wait for the dialogue to come or the punch to come. And I'm a bad dialogue writer. I'm a bad screenplay writer also, but I still somehow try to keep it to a bare minimum. And that time my screenplay writing has to detail it. So I'm sure I can't blame them because one fellow fell asleep. I looked up and he's sleeping. I'm like, the other person looks like he's looking at me, so I continue. He wakes up and this fellow is asleep. I'm like a new boy going on. Chale ja raha hai. Look up, both of them are asleep. I reached the end.
दोनों सो रहे हैं।
Then they said, नहीं ये थोड़ी documentary type है. I said, I didn't, in my mind I'm like, did you even hear it? And swear words you said are allowed, but I will not use them. And that was that. And
The response was documentary.
yeah, documentary type है थोड़ी. Like, okay sir. So that was one of the most,
amazing.
and initially in my career, so I was like, wow, this is how it's going to be. That I've reached here, I'm lucky. I don't know how many people I put to sleep with my narrations.
But you know, writing for Hindi cinema is also a unique challenge because of the interval. Right, this is the only cinema in the world that needs you to construct a story with one peak and then another sort of whole structure that goes to another peak. But there's of course that, which is a structural issue. But there's also the star. I mean, you talked about bringing in the magic of the star. But have you guys ever had experiences where you've really had to sort of explain to an actor why a certain scene is in the way it needs to be? I mean, has that happened to you, and what has that struggle been like? Because stars here are so deified.
Not with me, but generally I feel that star system is detrimental to the industry, but it will continue. It is continuing in Hollywood also. It's not like it सिर्फ हमारे यहाँ है, वहीं से हम लोगों ने शायद सीखा है. It is detrimental to the overall health of the industry, I feel. I know actors put in a lot. They actually sell the film. They actually, they get the audience in. There's so much which they bring to a film, okay, and they interpret the film first of all and everything. But still, the system seems really unfairly tilted towards them right now, and that just creates, for any creative process, I feel there has to be fairness at the core of it. There has to be an ethical core to it, which I feel missing in many cases where the writer is not getting their due, while actors get, all the, even if, just look at the list of, the award nominations.
Let's not go there.
Look at the actors who have been nominated for really horrible films. Some of them are really horrible because of them, and still they are nominated in the best actor category, while the writers have to struggle a lot to actually even get nominated, forget winning or nominated, या उससे पहले भी लोगों तक अपना नाम पहुंचाने के लिए.
That's big fact.
It's really, I don't think many people watching even this show, who will come here, let's
Yeah.
say, okay, writers,
This is-
kaun hai,
you're
kya
not going
hai?
to get any hits on
You'll be
this-
seeing,
on this,
you'll be
when it's on
seeing
digital.
us for the first time.
Not going to get
They
any
would
hits.
not know ki acha Ranjana, acha Piku, acha. Nobody would know. They'll be probably seeing us for the first time. So it's unfair because I think it's an equal collaboration.
It is, absolutely.
Between a writer, director, and actors, definitely. And then there's a bigger crew, the DOP and editor. These are the core of any film. It's really unfair. And then there's this internal and external world. It's really difficult for a writer to balance those. Internally, every writer, I feel, is arrogant. Okay, internally, I know. मैं घर में अकेला बैठता हूँ, मैं अपनी स्क्रिप्ट देखता हूँ, तो I know कि हाँ ये this is my creation. For that moment, I feel really arrogant. For that moment, I really feel I don't give a fuck about anything. I don't give a fuck कि इसको कोई कल इज्जत देगा नहीं देगा. Actors को बहुत इज्जत मिल रही है, मिलती रहे. They are just stupid. Okay, that's the arrogant writers staying there. But once you step out in the external world and the reality of the external world, I'm not saying the internal world is not real also. It is real for me. But external world, which more people believe is real, वहाँ पे आपकी कोई इज्जत नहीं है, which just it creates an imbalance inside you, which again is not good for your health generally, and because money is not the issue. Okay, it's not about उनको कितना मिल रहा है, हमको कितना मिल रहा है. It's about respect, which is just basic human decency.
Right.
You know, you don't respect a writer enough, which I've seen right through the entire stage of filming, not just, and after that also, yeah. Even in the awards, if you have
You
been
had
to
said-
award
You
festival,
had said कि writers and technicians are always at the back.
they are just, आपको पीछे बिठाया जाता है, कई बार आपको साथ में बोल दिया जाता है, एक ही आदमी आपको साथ में लाना है, आप एक और ले आएंगे तो वहां से भगा देंगे, whatever. They treat you almost like a liability.
Ecosystem, yeah, it's a liability. We are just.
It doesn't matter whether you come or not.
Yeah.
To take your award.
Editors are the final writers of the film. Editors के awards ऐसे दे दिए जाते हैं वहाँ पे किसी
कोई
भी
आया भी नहीं होता उस समय.
They are just treated like अभी again. It's just about respect. It's not about how you send invites. You send invite to an actor. It's an invite which is a real invite.
Yeah.
Okay, while for a writer and other technical crew, you don't even sometimes invite. Okay, 2 years ago, Masaan, I think. The DOP of Masaan, Avinash Arun, was nominated. He didn't even get an invite for Filmfare, okay?
He didn't get an invite.
He was not invited while he was there in the nominees. He didn't even get an invite. Nobody gave a fuck about this thing. They were like, ठीक है, होगा, मतलब ठीक है, he's not winning, so we won't even send him an invite. Somebody else, दम लगा के Himanshu Manu won.
But last year in Filmfare, same thing happened. Ritesh was nominated for Pink. He was not even called or informed, and he ended up winning that award. And I'm like, how does
will
that
it
happen?
happen that Salman is winning an award and he's not even invited? Like, he's
No,
even
if he shows
he's
up,
not,
he wins an award.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing.
Even when you see when the trailers or whatever, like the first time I really felt happy was, I think, Shuddh Desi Romance. On the poster I saw from the writer of Chak De India. That made me feel like, maybe we're moving in the right direction. Whether, we only keep saying Salim Javed went and painted the Sholay posters and put it on Amitabh's nose and, everyone's faces that written by where the producer had to change the poster. And then I saw that poster. And now, when you see the trailers, it's not to say that, okay, I've written successful film, so my name has to come there. It adds to the audience's curiosity for the film, right? And sometimes the directors put from the director of XYZ, and when the 2 films out of those 3 were horrible films, but you put it, but then when you ask, why don't you put the writer's name out there in that theatrical trailer, okay, where people will see the name or remember the name, because at the end of the day, it is that sort of validation you want from the people, where people will know who the writer is of the film. How you know Salim Javed, their faces. Here we are all faceless entities to the people. Like he said, an actors round table, you'll get 1 million hits, and now for these writers will come to know and will know that whether you should do a round table ever again or not.
I have faith.
Another small example is as a lyrics writer also. So I'm experiencing another एक और जगह जलील होने का मौका मिल रहा है मुझे. तो वहाँ पे भी if you go to YouTube, okay, and official channels of music companies putting out songs, they will give the name of the music director and singer in the video. Sometimes they'll put the name of the actor also who is in that song video. It's not a film song. It's a video specially made for YouTube, say. They'll put the video description mein, the name is actor's name and then the composer and then the singer. There's no lyrics writer's name. Sometimes वो ढूंढना पड़ता है नीचे. Another channel, Eros, I think they have all their song videos. Even I think Ranjana is on Eros. They have not given Irshad Kamil's name on any song video. आपके सारे गानों के जो वीडियो हैं उसमें official channel of their own artists. Okay, you are not
this
even
is basic.
You're not even crediting them, not in the description, nowhere in the this thing. Entire गुलजार साहब के गाने, गुलजार साहब का नाम नहीं, हम क्या लड़ेंगे कि हमारा नाम क्यों नहीं. वो तो फिर तो ये सब again you are a writer, so you basically learn to live with indignity or something.
I never have this expectation of this great justice from life. Life is never just. Life is never just.
You just have to be
so
just. No.
important.
You just have to be
कैसे
just
होता
and
है?
right to your
writing.
and that's about it. Yeah.
You have to be at a level of where nobody can deny.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying definitely they should be, careful enough and not be so callous and all कि यार आपने writer को का नाम ही नहीं लिखा, invite ही नहीं भेजा. Now this is shameful कि यार गुलजार साहब का नाम नहीं है वहाँ पे या इरशाद भाई का नाम नहीं है. I mean they are people.
That's awful. Yeah.
That's awful. Like उनका इतना काम है that you can't afford to be careless with them. Right. If you have to do your carelessness, do it with me. I'm nobody.
No, but that doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's a cultural issue.
एक
It's
का
not
नाम
like
नहीं
एक
दिया
बंदे
तो
का
वो भी गलत है.
Absolutely.
Gulzar Saab and Irshad Kamil bhai, they've done a body of work. There is no doubt about it. But even for a first-time writer like me,
his name or her name should be there. But I'm saying this larger idea, this whole idea of justice from life. Life is never just no industry because I feel this is perhaps the only industry or the only workspace where you are directly getting consumed by the actual consumer. There is no middleman between us, between our consumers and us.
There is no middleman between you and what you want to do.
right.
I mean, that's
your choice completely.
That's even more magical for me that I write what I feel
मतलब
like.
तूने अगर एक लाइन लिखी है उसका रिस्पॉन्स तेरे को हॉल में बिना अडल्ट्रेशन के दिख जाएगा और उसका भी दिख जाएगा कि यार सोचा था ये सीन कुछ बड़ा ही मतलब बहुत कमाल का होगा. तो जब पीछे से रील बदलो तो समझ में आ जाता है कि अरे यार ये दिस सीन ये 30 सेकंड पहले कट जाना चाहिए था, ये चलता जा रहा है.
Which I want to say where that इसलिए editing, it's not just writing. When you start sitting on an edit, film after film after film, you only realize that exactly that ये scene यहीं पे खत्म होना था, एक कट पॉइंट था, यहाँ पे इसके बाद मैंने सिर्फ ग्रीड के लिए लिखा, इंडल्जेंस किया, एंड इसीलिए कट गई यहाँ पे, आपको मजा आ रहा था, इसीलिए यहाँ पे कैंची चली है. But that really trains you for your next writing, for your next script, for your next scene, that this is where Shekhar ji is going to cut it. So why am I even writing it?
True.
Edit lock script.
Your back of the mind, I think
You're being an editor yourself.
you need to start evaluating.
Right, absolutely.
I'm not saying that is how you need to write, but that little
awareness
has to be there.
This is what this medium calls for. Because every extra line will cost you. Money wise, day wise, time wise,
and even response, audience response wise.
Every level. No, even if you feel कि चलो editor काट देगा, but फिर भी.
No, not because of that. When I'm saying that has the scene said enough?
Right.
Not from that point of view, I'm saying.
Right.
Has it been able to convey what it had to?
Yeah, in the best possible manner.
In the best possible way. And that editing teaches you.
Okay, last question. I want to end with each one of you tell me, what if you could change one thing about the film industry? Just one thing. What would it be?
Reading. The reading habit.
People should read more.
People should read.
the gatekeepers need to read more?
Everyone, be it actors, be it the gatekeepers, because not too many actors also read. That is the feeling I got with the little interaction that I've had. Some, of course, read. It's not like a generalization in all terms, but a lot more people have to start reading, because instead of कि ये line change कर दो या ये scene cut कर दो, you know, then once you read, you get the आगे and the पीछे, and then you can give the writer a good reason why you telling that, rather than we feeling कि यार हमने इतना सोच के डाला था, ये निकाल देंगे सर, काम तो हमारा वही है, लेकिन क्यों? क्योंकि अगर वो क्यों मिला and I'm convinced about it, then my creative juices start flowing, and what suggestion you give, I can come up with something really better than what both of us even thought. Like you said that, you know, sometimes that scene changes, but changes for the better when an actor kind of gives you that. So that I think will come from reading. When someone reads the material, then the discussion या script पे बैठते हैं वाला session becomes more fruitful.
Sure. Himanshu?
I feel that one myth should change, that films are a team effort. I think it belongs to one person, and that is director. And we should, the better we learn that, the better it would be for all of us. And more power to him or her, whoever the director is. Now, over here, I am saying, putting this thing as constant, that I am talking about a director worth his or her salt, like a good, sensible guy or a girl. Like, so it's his, this medium belongs to him or her, to the director, and we should learn that, should know that. That is one thing. It's not a team. That's why we are making what we are making, and we are not happy about what we are making, is because there are too many
cooks.
Yeah, too many cooks.
Juhi?
You need to have a very clear purpose. Is it just entertainment? Is it just going to be a potboiler? Is it just to get money, to get actors, to be out there in the public eye? What is it? Because cinema for me plays a very, very big role. It's a very beautiful and important stature, okay? And entertaining is one part of it, but that is not the be-all and end-all of that medium. It allows you to ask very pertinent questions, put out very pertinent ideologies. It is such a big medium, such a big medium. We don't realize that we are talking to lakhs and lakhs of people across the world through that. How responsibly are we doing that? That doesn't mean that you start making socially conscious and you know, issue-based film. No, it's not that. That faithfulness, that when I take upon this, it's a very big role that you're going to take upon yourself. So that clarity needs to be there. Where you want your truth to be, in whose hands, for whom, and why.
Last word to you, Mr. Grover.
Okay, I think the inherent sexism in the industry.
You would change that.
Yeah, we can see on this table out of 4, there's only one.
Yeah.
You know, if you increase that number to, okay, the table can include 10 people, you'll still have probably 2 or 3 female writers here. So it's something which we have to be aware of, first of all, before changing it, because one is denial, no, it's, you know, everything is all right. The pay gap between even male actors and female actors, even those female actors who pull in the same number of people to the theaters in the first weekend, it's really big. And I feel because we are a creative industry, okay, we are not solving whatever some problems of humanity, though we are solving probably ethical problems somewhere down the line, but cancer ki dawa nahi hum bana rahe hain. It's a place where everybody has come after lots of struggle. सिर्फ पागल ही आते हैं यहाँ पे, you know, being in this industry is basically a protest against the entire society you have grown up in, because society or the systems are designed against this, you know. तो आप यहाँ पे जो भी आया है, बहुत सारे सपने लेकर, बहुत सारी उम्मीदें लेकर आया है. So just be normal, basic, show them basic human decency. That's all, and be fair to everybody, which we are not right now, I feel. That's all.
That would be, wo subah kabhi to aayegi.
Satyajit Ray made only 2 Hindi films. And that question, I keep asking myself कि कोई तो वजह रही होगी कि उन्होंने 2 बनाई, उसके बाद उन्होंने कहा नहीं बनानी नहीं,
इधर नहीं बनाना,
काफी है. क्यों ऐसा क्यों हुआ? ये सबको पूछना चाहिए.
Listen, I am an optimist and I always say कि होगा, कभी तो होगा. All of it will change and we will wait for a better tomorrow.
The problem is getting writers on the table. It seems all grim and dark and
Yeah.
hopeless.
No.
It's like you have to add some background music to this to make it peppy.
No, your work has created so much hope and laughter and compassion. So not at all. It is not at all grim. Thank you so much. I've had such a good time. Really, it was so lovely to listen to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, if you enjoyed this conversation,
Please subscribe to
Film Companion.
Hit like and subscribe.